Dear students, today let us start module number 3, that is arrays, strings and some searching and sorting algorithms. Let us begin with array. When we were discussing module 1, there we categorized data types into mainly two categories, like primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types store only single value. Examples are int, float, char, double. But non-primitive data types can store multiple values. Examples are array, structures, stack, queue, linked list, etc. Okay, so already we know that array is an example for non-primitive data type. So let us see the exact definition of array now. Array is a simple and powerful data structure. Data structure means its name itself is it is a data structure. As I already told, it is a data type, but also it is a data structure of data. It means how we are going to store the data in memory, and also how we are organizing, how we are arranging those values or data in the memory. So it is a simple and powerful data structure used which is used to store only the same type of values or group of values. As already told, since it is a non-primitive data type, we can store multiple number of values here. And also what type of values we can store here? Only same type of values we can store. It means that if we declare an array as an integer, we can store only integer values in that array. If we declare array as a float, we can store only floating point values in that array. If we declare that array as a char, we can store only characters in that array. So I repeat, array is a simple and powerful data structure which is used to store a group of values of same type, and these values in that array are stored in consecutive locations in the memory. Consecutive locations in the memory means, so there will be no any gap in between two values. After storing one value, the next value will be stored immediately in the next location of that previous value. There will be no any gap between two values in the memory. So these all values in the array are stored in consecutive locations in the memory, and first value is stored in the first location, second value is stored in the second location itself, third value will be stored in a third location, and so on, and last value will be stored in last location. And then where we can use these arrays, what are the applications of arrays? So we can use these arrays to store and process the list of mobile numbers, to store the names of all students, to store the marks of all students, and to store the salary of employees in a company or in a college. So for such kind of problems or situation, we can use the arrays. So here we can have integer type of arrays, floating type of arrays, and character arrays or double arrays. So we can have array of int, array of float, array of char, or array of double. An array can store only one type of values, as I already told. We cannot store different types of values in an array. Suppose if you declare an array as int, you can store only integer values in that array, not floating point values. If you declare an array as a float, you can store only floating point values in that array. You cannot store integer values in that array. Now a float array can store only floating point values, not integer values. Here one example is here, that is array of integers. That array variable name is a, and the first location is indicated as a of 0, second location is indicated as a of 1, third location is indicated as a of 2, fourth location is indicated as a of 3. Like this, the size of this array is 4. First location is addressed as or indexed as a of 0, second location is indexed as a of 1, the third location is addressed or indexed as a of 2, fourth location is addressed or indexed as a of 3. So this is integer array. So below that one more example is there, that is array of floating point numbers. So here we are storing only floating point values, 2.5, 0.5, 8.2, 1.35. Then one more example is there, that is array of strings. So you can observe here each location contains one string. Nippani is one string, Chikkodi is one string, Belagavi is one string, Karnataka is one string, India is one string. First example array size is 4, second array example size is 4, third array size is 5. So here 5 elements or 5 values we can store in this last example of array. First array is integer array, second array is floating point array, third array is strings array. These every value or every element of these arrays can be accessed using array index or array subscript. Every value or every element of an array means can be accessed, means accessing is nothing but reading or writing. Reading means what? Obviously we can read the data or values or elements by using input device like keyboard. So here reading the values of an array is nothing but entering the integer values or floating point values by using keyboard and by using one standard input function that is scanf. So if you declare an array as int, all locations of that array will be initially empty. Now we have to store the values in that array one by one. What type of values we can store? We can store only integer type of values because you have declared that array as int. Then what is writing? Writing is nothing but already one array is there, in that array already some elements are stored. Now we want to show or print those values which are already present in that array, which is present in memory. We want to show or print those values on monitor screen or output device. For this purpose we use one standard output function, that is printf. So this functions of reading and writing are called as accessing the values from array or accessing the values to array. So this is a reading or writing of those values or elements of an array. So how to identify, how to access particular value of that array? It is very simple, by using array index or array subscript. And this array index or array subscript is nothing but the location or position of the value in that array. So here you can see example, I have written it as a of I. So a of I may be a of 0, or it may be a of 1, or it may be a of 2, or etc. A of I, here I is nothing but it is one integer variable. Okay, but a is there, no, it is array variable, and I is I is representing index of that array. I value may be either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 and so on. So if it is 0, it means that it is pointing or it is addressing or it is representing first location of the array, that is a of 0. In this a of 0, any integer value may be stored. And if I value is 1, then it is representing second location of the array. In this location also any integer value or floating point value or any character or any string value may be present. And if I value is 2, then it is representing third location of that array. And if you are declaring that array as int, in that third location one integer value will be there. If that in array is a floating point array, then floating point value will be there in that third location. And if that array is a character array, one character will be present in that third location. If the array is string array, then a string will be present in that third location, and so on. And here you just compare this array index, like it is just like our textbook index, where we get topic names, and the right side we will get page numbers. In which page this topic is present, we will get in a first page of the textbook itself. That page is a index page. Similarly here also, in which memory location, in which index of that array we have which value, or which particular integer value, or which particular floating point value, or which particular character, or which particular string we have. Easily we can address these all values or elements of that array with the help of these array index or array subscript. In the next video we will see two types of arrays, array classification.